We'll go back to Saga of Three Kings. This is session number 12, Mortis Aftermath. At the end of last session, the group finally defeated the last wave of the creatures that ascended up out of the depths of the Foul Deep after a trap was triggered due to the incorrect application of a puzzle. Completing that combat, they went back and redid the puzzle figuring. And inside of the chest, they found some items that were damaged by the black liquid. It seemed to cause the paperwork inside to kind of melt, and also some of the metal objects to break apart. The objects that were found within that remained were a helmet, a ring, something else, that other thing. They took the items, did a quick scan of the hole, and found that whatever was inside of the hole seems to have descended further into the Foul Deep through a network of caves that were recently dug. Rather than trying to search them out, they went back up to the town of Mortis with their gains, including the stuff that was on the pedestals inside the Blue Hall. And once you exit out of the sewers and all kind of get into the center of town, who would have been the first one up out of the sewers?
Shambles.
Well, he's not there. But you are correct, and for that I will give you inspiration, because you were the first one out of the sewers via...
Leon was like way in front of us.
Probably. Okay, so Leon, when you get out and kind of the elk kind of hops up out of the sewers as well, and you kind of look out and around the town, off in the distance to the north, you see what appears to be a rider on a pale horse. His armor appears to have kind of a greenish tint to it, almost like a Green Knight or a Sentinel type. And he seems to be a good 500 feet or 600 feet away. And as you kind of look off in the distance, you see him kind of looking in your direction. And then when he sees you kind of ascend out of it, kind of ride off towards the north, toward the forest to the north.
Isn't that like the Goblin Forest?
That would be the direction that he was heading, yes.
Interesting.
Alright. Everyone else comes up out of the hole. And if there's any other business in Mortis that you want to attend to that I didn't get, go ahead and tell me what it is. If not, I'm going to go ahead and move us to the main map. Once again, back on the open plains. And it would have taken you an entire day's worth of travel, it being sometime in the afternoon at this point, but an entire day's worth of travel to get to Mortis. If you are wanting to do that, push on and get there as quickly as possible, you'll be arriving in the town of Mortis at around 10 p.m., so just near midnight. If not, and you want to stop on the road, that's also an option, but which of those do you want to stop or just push through?
I'm in no hurry to get back, and upon exiting, I would head north.
Without the group?
If they go with me, they go with me. If not, they don't.
Are you saying where you're going?
I'm going
north, in the direction of the rider.
You didn't see the rider.
Whatever.
I mean, I would have told you that, yeah, I saw said rider. I'm interested as well, but I have no idea who or what that is.
If you guys are really interested and you ask me, I'll tell you I'm going back to the Hobgoblin camp. I want to talk to him.
I'd be down. I'd go with you.
I would head home.
Alright, Benson's heading home.
I'd escort me and the Namlock would escort Ben.
Okay. And Croc?
I'm gonna go with Benson as well.
Okay. So
Whoever is holding the treasure, just let us know what you've got, and you already know what I'm interested in.
yeah, Benson would probably be the one who's kind of tallied up the magical items, the ones that are magically important, and everyone knows what he's taken in that regard. But he hasn't like donned them or anything. He hasn't identified them as of yet. That said, you head south. The others head north. Leon, do you offer a seat for Raya, or do
Yeah.
you walk?
If he'll take it, yeah. If he won't take it, I won't leave him in the dust.
I don't mind rubbing up against you. I'll hop on there with you, buddy.
All right. The two of you ride off. About 30 minutes into your ride, you see what appears to be a makeshift camp of goblins. However, you very quickly identify that something is amiss. Do you go and close in closer to see what might be the problem?
Oh, what's amiss? Yeah, can we tell from where we're at? Or
It doesn't. It doesn't look like people are walking around to the camp. Looks like there's a lot of bodies laying out on the ground. Goblin bodies laying out on the ground.
this Goblin Slayer, dude?
Let's not get too close. So let's check it out.
All right. Go ahead, and the both of you make perception checks. You're very perceptive individuals. You can clearly see the signs of what appears to be combat. Based on what you're seeing, it looks like they were all cut down with long blade, either axe or sword, something slashing. And it looks like they were routed pretty intensively. Based on what you can see here, it looks like the majority of the camp is laying dead.
Do they carry any markings to say like where they came from, or do they match the northern camp?
They do. So the goblins from the north, they do have kind of one banner that they fly, the Gelida banner, but they do have individual like house banners, each of the goblin kind, and it looks like they had a couple of primarily two houses that were present at this place.
And until they were dead, these guys appear pretty healthy. That's why I put the light on them.
Yeah, as far as that goes, if you want to get closer and try and investigate that aspect, it will require a medicine check.
Yeah, I would like to, if Leon allows it.
Sure. Can I help him?
Yeah, the two of you can work together to try and see if you can detect any signs of...
Are you trained in it?
No.
Okay. I'm not very good at it. How do you feel about it?
Maybe a little better than you.
No, I'm gonna help him instead.
Okay.
Oh, critical.
Alright. So as you're kind of looking around, you see one that doesn't look like it's entirely dead, just kind of decently wounded. And as you kind of approach, you can hear kind of wheezing sound. Its eyes kind of flutter open, and it starts spitting up blood all over its chest where the wound is. And it looks like it's trying to speak, but you realize that it's just kind of drowning on its own excreta. It's not a pretty sight.
He's not able to talk.
It literally dies very shortly after it kind of rouses.
Blink once if you want to die, and blink twice if you want to try to live.
Yeah, it literally doesn't have an opportunity to even factor in a response. The goblin dies pretty shortly after its eyes open. But what you're able to discern is that it appears that whatever blade struck them, without getting too close, appears to have either been coated in poison or some kind of fetid concoction to create some sort of disease.
There's a lot of green symbolism going on.
Well, we're gonna gather up all we
Goblins.
can.
Knights, poison.
Green knight killing green skinned things with a green blade, green poison, green.
Everything is so green.
Leon, if you'll help me, let's pile up these bodies neatly, and then
Sure.
we'll take whatever markings they have left. We'll take those with us back to the camp.
Okay, the process will take you the better part of an hour, and I'd like the two of you to go ahead and make Constitution saving throws for handling the bodies.
11.
21.
So you don't feel any worse for wear. There doesn't appear to be anything kind of happening to you as you're doing it, but you manage to stack the bodies up in a neat, nice pattern, and are able to do so if you want to put one of them into like the main tents if you'd like.
Nah, I'll probably just leave them all outside.
Okay. All right.
It's easier to identify, get them all in one spot, so the goblins can come back and collect them if they choose to.
Fair enough. And then where do you go after that? again, the better part of an hour to get them all moved. So we were
Pick
talking
up their pick up their markings and stuff, any identifiers they have, and take them north of the camp.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and elect one of your individuals to make a survival check.
Sounds like a Leon thing to do,
No assistance on this one.
because he sleeps outside.
Okay. Ryan tells you where he met with the goblins, and you go and you find an area where it appears that there was a camp, but there's no camp. It looks like they've moved, but you're unable to decipher where they've gone. It looks like very recently this entire village was basically uprooted and moved into the forest.
That seems unusual. All of this seems unusual. Is there anything green nearby?
Trees. There are trees nearby. Yeah.
You need to discern at all even what direction they went in, not specifically just.
No. Into the forest is north, so it's the best you can get.
They
So
like you were here last talking to them. Did they like make any mention of leaving
no,
or having like another place?
they're actually very interested in moving back south to take over the Mortis camp. I'm going to leave a note here at the center of where their camp is. I assume they have scouts that'll be watching the area.
Okay.
But yeah, the note I leave will tell them to meet Raya in Mortis if possible, or
Okay.
send word of some way. Then I will come to them if they need me to.
All right. One last, just for shiz nights and giggles, both of you can go ahead and make a perception check.
Me too.
15.
Okay. As you are kind of heading out, you are looking around, and for a little while, Raya kind of seems focused on one specific location, but doesn't really advance towards it. And Leon, you kind of look over in that direction. Raya, for you, it was where the main shaman's tent was, but you didn't really go and investigate it. It just looked like bare ground. But when Leon looks over at it, he sees something that looks like a rock at first, but he realizes it has a different shape. And he walks over to it, and there appears to be the skull of a goblin kind of laying in the center of the tent. Marked on its forehead is a very strange looking draconic symbol.
This wasn't here before. Like it looks like it was placed here. Like how you're describing it sounds like
It looks like it was
ritualistic almost.
It looks like it was dropped here.
I don't speak this. Do you?
No,
I can't read it.
either.
You can take the rune or take the skull with you, or you can go ahead and just copy it down. It's not a hard one to trace out. You said you're taking it?
Yeah, let's put these. I'm gonna inspect it first.
Okay.
Make sure it's not trapped or anything.
Looking at it, it looks like it's completely bleached white. But as you kind of get down a little bit closer to it and are about to pick it up, you realize that the eyes are filled with solid onyx gemstones.
Does that mean something to me?
Does it?
I mean, not that I'm aware of.
Do you have Arcana trained?
Could be expensive.
What?
Arcana or Religion trained?
Neither.
Nothing, dude.
So yeah. I don't think we're best suited to handle anything like magical or some voodoo.
I'm gonna write down everything I see about it, every single detail, just in case something changes in transporting it, and then I will take it with us. So
Okay.
I can have one of the others check it out for me.
Okay. Upon picking it up, go ahead and make me another Constitution saving throw.
11.
You immediately recoil in agony and drop the skull back down only a few inches after it lifted up, and it hits the ground again with kind of a thud. You take 11 points of necrotic damage, and your maximum hit point total is reduced by 11 as well.
Well, that was stupid.
All
Told you it's not for us, man. We
All-
need Benson or something.
real
I
quick,
agree, but we need to take it back.
all indications tell you that touching that again, like holding on to it for longer than you did, will continue the damage. It'll just continue to pulse through you.
Right. So, do I feel that way if I were to scoop it up in a bag and not make physical contact?
Do you want to try?
Benson, what do you think?
He's not there.
I'm
Not
going
Benson.
home.
Leon's what I meant.
I would leave it alone. Maybe like I think it's placed here for a reason. I don't think we're meant to do. I think like just copying down what it is, what it looks like, what it's made of. Maybe Benson can help. We can go from there. Like something clearly happened here, whether it's bad or the goblins got away. But this knight is involved. The skull has something to do with it, and it's not anything I'm familiar with.
The Blight Knight. I'm gonna leave my note right next to the skull, and then let's get back to town.
Kind of pinioning it to the ground with like a sharp stick. Okay. And then head back. So about 3 hours are lost on your trek back, but you're faster than them, so you will eventually catch up.
Oh yeah, we the fastest.
Rolls were made, things happen,
Team Raya.
and bear with me here.
He didn't say no.
I'm on Team Elk.
Team Elk's on Team Raya.
Alright, so those of you who are traveling back, you finally make it through the loggers camp, which does not have any kind of changes to what you recall when you passed through here before. And then you make your way south, and pretty much in the exact same spot that you ran into those bodies up on the rock before, like not too far from there at all. Bear with me here. You see, let's see, 18. Somebody roll a D100.
I choose Zach. Oh,
21.
All right. Not too far, or not too distant from that that rocky area where you found the dead bodies up on the ridge there, that were escaping from the antlions from the loggers camp. You see what appears to be about 20 or so dead bodies, kind of laid out on the ground. It looks like they are adorned in uniforms. Some of them you recognize as members of the militia of Osiria, specifically those stationed at the town of Mortis, and some of them appear to have very strange red attire, which, looking at it for Benson, matches the description of what the conglomerate soldiers would wear from the past. This battlefield wasn't here before, but it does look like a small skirmish, at least, was fielded right here on the road, just north of Mortis.
You said from the past? What do you mean past? Like super past, or like...
The conglomerate hasn't been in operation in this part of the world for about 100 years, ever since the ending of the Civil War of Osiria. The conglomerate was presumed to have been pushed out.
So since we last came through, there's been some sort of skirmish.
It would appear so.
Got it.
From a group that's no longer supposed to exist.
Yeah.
Does it look like? Can we see like what they were, who they were fighting? Because you said there's like conglomerate robes, but is there like bodies of
Militiamen
like whoever
for the
they're-
town of Mortis.
any like just random? Any of my men who work for the militia?
No.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, there are no honor bound present. It looks like the conglomerate side has 8 dead, and the town guard and militia has 12 dead. Based on what you're looking at here, it looks like it was a mutually agreeable rout. Like, it looks like the battlefield, there was no pressure. It doesn't look like one group continued on and the other group left. Looks like it wasn't an expected fight. Looks like what you can see of the battle, 2 forces that did not know each other were going to be here combated one another and then broke ranks and left. So the survivors of the Mortis side probably headed back to Mortis, and the survivors of the conglomerate side appear to have headed northwesterly. All right.
Can we search the bodies, see if there's any other identifications?
Each of the conglomerate soldiers appears to have a talisman underneath their tabards. The tabards have the marking of the conglomerate, two serpents kind of coiled together in C shapes, the letter C. And the talismans that they wear seem to have the same symbol. In the center of the symbol is a small flat disc with a draconic rune carved into it.
Does that mean anything to me?
You speak Draconic or no?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Draconic runes are typically identifiers for dragon cults. You've seen some of these before at Fort Phalanx. In fact, these ones match Fort Phalanx's symbols.
Did you see we could see the direction that they routed to?
Northwesterly.
I see.
Kind
I'd
of in
like
that
to, if
direction.
there's cultists taking, like trying to make a foothold in this land, we need to route them and I know we want to regroup, and I could always muster my forces if we want to take them by force. But yeah,
Leon,
we should definitely look into this.
Leon, with Raya on your elk, named Elk, the three of you kind of ride up and can see off in the distance. It looks like a kind of smattering of dead bodies off the side of the road, and a few individuals standing present. It doesn't take you very long, being as perceptive as you two are, to identify that one of them is Grok. He kind of stands out at a distance, and then the others happen to be the others as well. Also at about this time, Shambles, you stated that the first thing that you do when you got up was rush out of the town and head back towards the town of Mortis, right?
Yes.
This is about the time where you would be seeing them off in the distance from the southerly side and be approaching them from the south.
I didn't see any indication that these guys were a threat on the town itself.
So
They only met with the forces this far north?
No, you're seeing your party investigating the battlefield is what I mean to say. You are rushing towards that. You haven't actually looked at the battlefield yet, and you weren't in town for very long. It was literally like step foot run, and
Sure.
you got to this point at the point that they're at. So, no, you don't have any indication as to why there was a battle here.
What I
Actually, no. I guess you would have seen coming down the road a group of about 12 soldiers rushing back towards the town. They probably wouldn't have parlayed with you. They would have just continued on past you. But they looked like they had seen combat.
So he comes up and says, "What I missed?"
What did I miss?
I drop everything, make it really excited, and I go see Shambles. I was like, "Oh my god, my boy, you're alive!" And then I get really excited.
Does he look exactly the same? Or is this
Do I
like
look
this?
exactly
Is the
the
scarecrow? Is the scarecrow body different? Or does
I
this
think
look?
you need to draw another picture of a new scarecrow. This is his new.
He's
Well-
wearing a different shirt.
Real quick, that's up to you if you want to look identical or not. I'm assuming that the farmer was building the scarecrows to look as close to as like Shambles as he could.
I would assume he went. Oh, I would assume he went as low effort as possible if he's making these things every other week.
Right. Well then,
So he's not going to differ it too much.
yeah. I mean, it's going to be the same kind of shirt that he can find, the same kind of bag head. Right.
He's making them out of his own old clothes. What are the
Yeah,
odds
he's got like a
shirt?
maroon shirt instead of the yellow one or whatever.
Yeah.
I welcome him back, and I say, "I'd pick this up for you," and I give him his pipe back.
Oh,
I retconly
I think
picked
I've-
up his
I think
pipe.
none of his itemry stayed except for the stuff he.
The only things I would have dropped were like the jars.
Oh, so his
There was-
noose
there
and
was
his
that
pipe
ring.
and his hat all
If
went
he had
with.
held it for more than 24 hours, it went with him.
Correct.
Oh, so well, there was all that was left was like a ball of hay.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then he already has his pipe. Just trying to be friendly.
I give you the porridge.
Oh, I would have picked your hay up, but it was
Christ.
soaked in porridge.
Who's Christ?
Think. Osiris?
His name's Octavius.
Octavius. Thank Octavius. and I'll fetch my porridge and jam them in my pockets,
Alright.
backpack, wherever. But yeah, how'd it go? You're all alive. That's good.
We've been rested since then. I look really fucked up.
I'm pretty fucked up too.
Nope.
Like just as bad as when I died.
Yeah, I probably still have like little spines like lodged in my body from getting shot at. I haven't pulled out yet. Yeah, we're trying to get back to Mortis to recover and identify these items and see if it was worth going into that hellhole.
Hellhole.
So
Leon and Raya, you'd also be regrouping with them as well.
Yeah, we ride on up.
Elk gang.
any idea what happened right here? With all the bodies?
More cultists, like who held forward phalanx.
We found
I'd
a
like
group
to-
of bodies too.
The goblins. And the goblin camp was gone.
Who were they fighting?
I have no idea.
I'm with poisons. Inspect these bodies. They look like they died similarly to the ones we found.
No, they look like they were engaged in combat and lanced or slashed or bludgeoned. It looks like it was more standard fare melee.
So yeah, it appears we've missed 2 combats since being underground.
Oh, personally, I have a bit of a vendetta against these cultists. I'd like to investigate it further after we've recovered.
I'm on board for killing whoever, but I really need to get back to Mortis and see Jimmy. I feel terrible.
All right, so you continue on, leaving the camp or leaving the battlefield. Anybody have anything at the battlefield they wanted to do prior? Gather anything? Or...
Might as well
Inspect the
grab some of the
bodies in general.
talismans.
Okay, grab up the talismans. There's 8 of them total.
We've stacked these bodies like we did the last ones.
Okay.
Do you guys remember what happened to our cart full of gross honey? Did we send that berserker girl? Did she like pull it off for us?
Yeah, she pulled it off, and she also went with the Osirian boy and you to Phalanx. So the honey is at Phalanx.
Good, it's in safe hands.
Yeah,
Safe
and then
fish.
she would have gone back to the Anguis Woods after that delivery via the southern route to the Barrow.
Yeah, she's a forest guardian, right? Like
She is one of the sentinels.
Yeah. So if we stack the bodies, Grok would light them on fire.
Okay.
Sort of a. And they all seem like they're the same. You said, are there 2 different bodies from 2 different factions, like each
Correct.
battling faction? Okay.
Grok, do we want to fully put them to rest, or should we wait for the families to collect them?
There's no
These are
Syrian
Mortis
tradition.
soldiers.
Out of character note, Osirian tradition is to burn bodies ASAP because anybody left out can become undead.
I'm not from here.
Hard to argue with.
Fair enough.
It's already doing. It's already
Leon-
happening.
Leon,
Oh, they're on fire. Okay.
Leon is from here, so if you want to
Wait,
retcon
wait.
burn the bodies at the Goblin camp, I'll allow that. Leon, would you have burnt the bodies at the Goblin camp?
Sure.
You put them in the tent and light them aflame,
Cool.
and then you set these bodies a torch as well. Okay, and then you head to Mortis.
Do you tell us about the weird poison in the skull?
I tell Benson that I got poisoned and show him everything I wrote down.
When you look at your hand to show him, you can see that there's kind of like a coursing blackness in your palm. It doesn't seem
Very much like to get to Jimmy as fast as possible.
You should get that palm read. I know a guy.
Zoop. Oh my god, it's the Scarecrow brothers.
You guys don't mind, Leon, if you could just sprint us ahead to Mortis so I can see Jimmy and get this dealt with.
I
That'd
have
be
protection.
awesome.
Oh, I have no spell slots left. Crap.
You need to go ahead. You could just take the L if it's gonna be quick.
Yeah, you travel
You guys
quickly.
are familiar.
Yeah, we'd be in Mortis. We're all going to the same place. Seems like to regroup. I want to see Jimmy as fast as possible.
You travel pretty
There's a
quickly.
couple-
He is poisoned.
There's a couple things we have to do in Mortis. besides recover.
Okay.
We've done a lot of stuff since we need to like report essentially. Like the logger's foreman should know he can get back to work and should pay
Benson's got a lot of
us.
studying to do.
So you arrive
Yeah.
back in Mortis. Leon and Raya via Elk faster than the others. It is near midnight at this point because you did spend time at the camp talking and searching and also lighting the bodies a torch, which would have taken another hour out of your time. So you're actually arriving closer to midnight than what I said you were going to arrive at before. So that said, pretty much all of the lights are out in Mortis, and a couple of guards do move to kind of move to like intercept you as you approach. Torches in hand, and also Octavian crossbows in the other, kind of looking to you and saying, "Hold, hold!" And then one of them says, "Oh no, that's fine. That's Leon. He's one of the guides. He's fine."
And Raya.
Who?
God damn it!
They allow you into the town, but yeah, like I said, most everywhere except for the tavern is shut.
Yeah, I'm going straight to Jimmy.
Doors shut.
I knock until he comes and answers.
All right. You start knocking loudly, and eventually, one of the guards kind of comes over to you and says,
Not loud enough to wake the neighbors. I'm
"Okay,
not being uncouth about it.
go ahead and do me a favor. Just roll me a d100 for random chance of him awakening."
29.
All right. Well, he does not answer after a good minute or so of you knocking. It appears that whatever rest he's into might be cup-driven, so it doesn't seem like he'll be coming down to assist you this evening.
And you say there's a guard nearby.
There's definitely guards patrolling around the town, yeah.
I flag one and pull him over to myself.
He walks over to you. Just, how can I help you?
Listen, my name's Raya. I live out on the farm. I've been poisoned. I really need Jimmy's help, and I'm about to break into his house to wake him up. I don't want anybody getting the wrong idea. I'm just sick as fuck and really need help right now.
He walks over to the door. He walks over to the door and
Really need it right now.
loudly slams on the door, not caring about the neighbors. And eventually, you see a couple of lights kind of
I didn't
flare.
want to be rude.
You see a couple of lights kind of flare open, and he says, "If you didn't want to be rude, then it wasn't worth. Then you should have been able to wait. If it's something you can't wait for, then this is the route we have to go."
I suppose you're right.
The door
You are
opens.
the law.
The door opens, and Jimmy kind of looks at you. What? What do you want?
There you
Jimmy,
go.
I'm sorry, man. This at least a month prosciutto coming out of this, but I got poisoned. I need your help.
Poison? I'm not
I think some.
prepared
weird
to
skull
deal with
thing.
that. I've been dealing with shit all day. This town guard came back from outside of the town. I spent all my abilities to heal them. There's no way I can help you today. You gotta come back tomorrow after I'm able to pray to Octavius and the sun, okay? The sun's not out. I can't help you. You're gonna have to come back
What
then.
do you want out of me?
Don, right? Don?
Dawn, yeah.
You got me a Don? Hi, Jimmy. I owe you, man.
Alright.
I'm
Well,
at the farm.
maybe like an hour after dawn. I gotta do my prayers. I don't get my powers if I don't do my prayers.
You got your rituals.
Yeah. Wait, what are you insinuating? Town guard says, "Don't worry about it, Jimmy. I'll make sure that he's back here in the morning. Do you need somewhere to rest, sir?" And the door
got
closes
it.
behind you. Okay, well, hopefully everything gets sorted out. He pulls out a bottle and hands it to you. It's if it's poison, this is antitoxin. It should help with whatever you're dealing with there.
I gave him the most sincere thank you that I can do.
Yeah, no problem. And you head off. Leon, you're probably watching this from Elkback. If you want to scoop him up, where do you two head?
Wherever the elk drives.
You sleep
Yeah,
out.
wherever the elk takes us, man. No, where are the other guys at?
Well,
we
they're
know
not-
where they're.
They're not back yet because you're a ways ahead of them because you ran out on Elk. He's twice as fast.
Shit, do we like get a beer and chill? I guess we don't have anything else to do.
I think everything's. Well, I don't know if the bar's open or
The bar's
not.
open.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
sure.
What else is there to do?
I assume you don't have any money, right?
Wait, isn't it midnight? Can we go to bed?
Yeah, but they're waiting for you to get back. They don't have anywhere that they're going immediately. But Leon said he's going to the tavern.
I will
Hell
drink the
yeah.
bottle the guard gave me. while we're at the bar.
Okay, you drink the antitoxin. If you have to make a saving throw in the next 8 hours versus poison, you'll have advantage, I believe is how it works. You can look it up. All right. So, Kevin, you enter into the tavern. A couple of faces you recognize. One in particular you recognize. Bear with me here.
It's only good for 1 hour.
Oh, yeah, even less than I said. Well, no, this one's good for 8. Special.
Okay. Totally.
So, one of the faces that you recognize appears to be a Ikishadi fellow, wearing kind of a turban and like loose robes. His gear's kind of set in a pack next to him. He's got a couple of daggers on his belt, and he's kind of sitting there like nursing a drink. He kind of looks over his shoulder, kind of gives you one of those, and goes back to drinking. Everyone else is kind of just local common tavern folk.
I know that guy, right? He's another traveler, dude, guide. Like,
you recognize him as Farzan Urshadi. He is another guide, yeah.
cool. Yeah, I quietly get a drink at the bar, and I keep to myself. If he's not saying hi, I won't say to him or hi to him because he's competition, dude.
Well, he's also one of the one of the people that you regard as like a rival. He also rides on an elk. His elk is named Jin, and he has told you before in the past that Jin is a elemental spirit that grants wishes, and he feels that the elk that he gave was a wish answered, and you kind of relate to this, but at the same time, you are a rival with him. They're about the same size. His is completely stark red. That said, though, he's sitting there by himself drinking.
I mean, shit, dude. I guess I'll go say hello. I like be a dick, and I'm that guy who pulls up a stool next to him. I just invite myself in.
Matt,
Google, bro.
Leon,
Don't sweat it.
hey, how are you doing? How are you holding up? Any good leads on jobs, or what are you?
No, I just got out of a hellhole, quite literally, and I'll like explain what happened at Mortis.
He goes, holy shit! These people are taking you all over different places, and that's fine. I'm still hoping to find someone that I can take through the pass, but it seems that something is happening to the south. Very strange things are happening, and not too many people are heading up this way.
What's happening south?
Well, according to what I've been able to hear, the city of Bellum is having some serious issues with its trade. It sounds like there is an issue with the merchant lords there, and they're preparing to, I think, start a heavy construction business. Have you heard of the auto carriage?
No, I've never heard of it. Is that the town where, out of character, is that the town where all the farming trade takes place?
Bellum?
Yeah.
That's kind of like the main city that deals with most of the Mortis region's like business, yeah.
Because last I knew, the farmers and stuff were headed south, and if they're like in danger, I have a very real problem right now.
That's where they were headed. But he says it's not that there's a danger, because you kind of look a little bit like on edge. He says
on edge. Sure.
He says there's no danger. No, they're preparing to build a different kind of road. It's for it's kind of like a minecart, but on the ground. It goes very fast. It's powered by magic or something.
The farmers are safe?
Oh, yes, I think so, yeah.
Okay.
What about, so what's going on in the south? Have you heard anything in the north pertaining to cultists or a knight in green?
No, I can't say I've heard anything about that, no. Well, Ilith, she just left with a couple of adventurers who were here looking for a guide. I haven't heard anything back from her. She took the northern pass. She did not hire any mercenaries either. It seems that the leader of the honor bound has been missing, and so she was not able to contact them. It's not very good. But the two...
He was with us.
Yeah, they've been with us the whole time.
Oh. Very interesting. Well, the Illith, the people who were with her said they were adventurers. Not a term used very often anymore, but she was certain that they would be more than capable of defending themselves. And you know, Illith, if a serious fight were to abound, she would run the fuck away. Not stick around for that. No, certainly not. Same for me. Same for you, yeah?
Yeah, not so much in recent days.
I suppose you are losing your edge, and hopefully you do not lose it out there in the wilds.
I hope so too.
Well, if you see any business that you're going to bypass because you're out going around doing these strange death missions, just go ahead and send them my way. I will try to stay here as often as I can.
What kind of work are you interested in?
Guide work, that's what we do. He gestures to Leon.
We're not particularly combat suited.
You
Just,
know,
recent events have made it otherwise for me.
well, you know that you're pretty competent in combat, and you know Farzan is pretty competent in combat. Illith is a bit more religious. You know that she can throw a pretty mean punch. You've seen her topple a couple of people in a bar, but she's definitely not the type that would want to stay in a fight.
Yeah, be a hero. That's kind of what I was referring to.
That's the one.
How are you at finding people?
That's not really what I do, no.
Okay.
Well, this is interesting information. I thank you for it. And yeah, if you do hear anything or see anything about this Green Knight, and you can let me know, please do.
Absolutely, of course. A Green Knight, no. Yeah, nothing that I can think of, no. Alright. The others...
I would want her to be cautious if she travels more, because he is in the area and he is poisoning people.
Oh,
Yeah.
very strange. Well, good to know. I suppose I will change my direction and hope for merchants heading out of the northern lands and heading back this way. I might make my own way up through the pass myself and stay quiet and unseen and hope to
If
maybe...
others are asking, I would recommend not traveling north of the loggers' camp or phalanx, just for the safety for now.
Fair enough. All right. The others, you arrive in town. Benson, are you heading straight to the Tower of the Hand, or...
Yeah, it's late. I would head home.
Okay. And Shambles, are you heading back with him?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Meanwhile, a cutscene. I'm going to get to Gondar and Grok here in a second, but meanwhile, cutscene. A farmer goes back behind the shed and looks down and goes... Huh. Reaches down, grabs up a scarecrow, and heads out to the field to post it, thinking he had more than he does. Cut back to Gondar and Grok.
I would go with Benson.
Okay. And Gondar?
Benson, are you able to hold us up for the night? Do you have enough cots or beds?
I mean, there's always floor space, but yes, I mean, absolutely, you're all welcome to my home.
Oh, my manse is still within walking distance of the town. Technically, I still own it. There's definitely room in the barracks and if people want a soft bed to, like a hay bed to lay on. Otherwise, yeah,
Okay. If you head to the Home of the Hand together, there's plenty of floor space. The area that he does his readings is literally just a bunch of really fine rugs and cushions. So that might serve as a resting position. You would definitely see the elk of Leon outside of the tavern.
I would say we at least let them know that we got back okay, and that we're gonna go ahead and at least Benson, I am going to turn in.
Okay. So you just pop in and say we're all right.
Actually, I'm sorry. Shambles was with me.
Yeah.
And Grok.
Yeah.
Yeah, then if those guys with me, I'm just going to bed.
Okay. Gondar, do you stop at the tavern? Grok, do you stop at the tavern, or do you all just go with Benson?
Nope. Go with
Yeah.
Benson.
I was gonna say I'll stop at the tavern.
Okay.
But I'd like to order a strong liquor. not to drink, but as he's pouring it, I'm pulling out the last of the spines that are stuck in my skin, and I just soak like a spare piece of cloth in the liquor, and I just oh gosh,
All right.
oh, it hurts so bad.
The
These
other
bug bites.
You see the other two are sitting with another of the guides, kind of just near you at the bar.
You said Leon's there, right?
Correct.
I kind of look past the other guy, look at Leon, and say we're shacking up at was it the Tower of the Hand or the Palm?
Home of the Hand.
The Home of the Hand, Benson's place tonight. If you want to join us, I know sometimes you prefer sleeping under the stars, but it could be nice to have a pillow after what we've been through.
We'll see where I am.
I'm gonna dip out at that point, regroup with the rest of them.
Okay. So Ryan and Gondar.
Thanking Leon for the ride.
Ryan and Gondar head to the Home of the Hand after Benson, Grok, and Shambles arrive. Upon arrival, is there anything in particular that you want to do, or are you just heading straight to bed there, Benson?
I would make everyone my best before bed tea that I could make, and then I would hand it all out to everybody for that good night.
A nice chamomile.
Benson, were you
Mother's
able to make
helper.
anything of the symbols I showed you?
I have not yet. I have gotten them, but we also have these items, and I would show that I'd have each of the items sat out on the table as well.
Kind of roll them out onto the table, and then you kind of set a couple of the conglomerate trinkets down on the table as well, and then Raya kind of probably puts down the piece of paper with his scrawled, tattered notes from the goblin camp out onto the table.
I gave that to him before when we first met.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
I've been poisoned. I've got an appointment with Jimmy 1 hour after dawn to get this fixed. I hope if you can help him out in any way, that'd be.
So you got all the articles out on the table. It looks like Raya kind of moves towards one of the heavier, big silk covered cushions and probably heads to like Meditation Town, right?
If he can identify anything before he's gone to bed, or if he's already identified it while traveling, I
Okay.
want Jimmy to have all the help he can to get the shit
I
out
would-
of me.
I would, if he's saying that it was a life-threatening thing, I would at least look it over while I'm finishing my tea.
Okay.
See if there's anything I can come from.
Make an Arcana check, and if you don't speak Draconic, you probably are. Do you have the Comprehend Languages ritual?
Yes, I do.
You'll be performing that.
Yep.
I would offer Raya a steaming bowl of porridge to calm his nerves.
Thanks, bud. I eat that.
20.
So the symbol appears to be the Draconic rune that symbolizes the final letter of the Draconic alphabet, which, for all intents and purposes, just assume is the letter Z or Z for you Canadians. The letter Z, the end of the alphabet. And you would know the magical significance for this is typically in spells that regard death, such as Power Word Kill, Finger of Death, Cloud Kill in some regards. They use this as one of the power runes in their magic. Your presumption is that whatever this skull is was some sort of trapped item, some sort of cursed item that would cause the bearer of it, anyone to take it up, to be kind of touched by the plane of shadow or the plane of death.
Do I know of anything that could help with getting rid of this, or at least slowing it down?
He is currently touched by the plane of shadow or plane of death, being knowledgeable of the undead. He's going to need to rest for 24 hours, and that's the only thing that's going to help him.
Okay. I am going to say I'm gonna chamomile tea him.
All right. Okie dokie. And Leon, you're sitting there with him while that's happening. Or not Leon, sorry, Grok. Wrong nature guy.
Yep.
Anything you're doing
Nature
in
guy.
Drinking the tea, I presume.
Grok would actually reach into a pouch in his bag, and he would pull out some leaves of his own that he would sort of secretly sprinkle into the tea and stir it around.
Totally getting roofied.
It's the special stuff.
With Benson's knowledge, if you're willing, if you could meet Jimmy in my place tomorrow, 1 hour after dawn, I'll take you up on what you say and rest for the 24 hours. But if you could let him know, because I'm not gonna be able to make that appointment if I start now.
I will go to him first thing in the morning to make sure he's there. It's a priority. We'll make sure you're okay.
All right. Do you want to spend the next 40 or so minutes performing the ritual identify on these other items here, so you can know what they mean?
I'm gonna focus on Jimmy first.
Jimmy's tomorrow
I'll
morning.
do that tomorrow. I know, but I need to get some sleep too, man. If it's like midnight,
Right. So you'll be able to get 8 hours of rest before dawn, or close to dawn. It only takes you about 40 minutes to identify everything you have. I just want to get it out of the way.
all of them. I thought it was okay. I thought it was one each one.
Do it.
10 per.
Okay. Yep. All right. I will go ahead and do that.
You already know what they do.
Yep. One of them is I pull out the dagger first and look it over, and I let them know that it seems to be.
Okay, so Gondar and Raya arrived. You let them in, obviously, because you're talking to Raya. And then, Leon, you arrived shortly after, or are you going to go somewhere else? Sorry.
If everyone's not here, I wouldn't do it. I would make. I want everyone to be there when we do.
All right, then I'm there.
Okay.
To be fair, I mean, I don't want to have anybody like not able to say, "Hey, I want this."
Makes sense. So Leon is there. Everybody's around. You do the item identification.
Okay. The first one is a Dagger of Teleportation. It looks like. It looks like you can teleport with a up to 30 feet. It seems. It has apparently 3 charges on it. So
Pretty cool for Raya.
very. We also have looks like a Ring of Substance. You won't. A 2-hour sleep will give you an 8 hours rest time. And you just have to be able to wear it for a good amount of time before it attunes to you. You have to wear it for at least a week. The other one is the Gauntlets, it looks like. Looking them over, it looks like they are a swordsman's gauntlets. It gives you a +2 as if you were wearing a shield. So without having to have a shield.
With heavy armor, or are they just like gloves?
They're gloves. They're gauntlets.
Oh, I'd use those. Those are pretty dope.
Cool.
Sword only though.
No, it's while you're wearing these gauntlets, or wearing a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons, these gauntlets are treated as shield and grant you a +2 AC.
Oh, I can't dual while I'm using them?
Nope, only one.
I don't want to anymore.
If you're already wearing a shield, you do not gain this benefit. If both of your hands are used to make a weapon attack, either a two-handed weapon or versatile weapon or second weapon in your offhand, you do not gain the bonus until the start of your next turn.
What about unarmed strikes? Would we have input on that?
One-handed.
Yeah.
Can you hold a dagger and make an unarmed strike in the same hand?
You can use an unarmed strike with your foot.
Okay.
There you go. That works.
I would bid on those, if I may.
Yeah, makes sense for that.
I don't disagree.
Okay, we'll give it to Shambles.
Mm-hmm.
The Misty Dagger, Raya, would you like this?
I'm more interested in the ring, honestly.
What's
What
the
is it?
ring?
Sustenance.
I mean, I'm interested in the dagger if he's not interested in it. But what else? There's the helmet.
The helmet, favorite. Oh, this one is good. It's you gain a +1 bonus to initiative checks after the initiative has been rolled at the beginning of combat. You can elect to swap your initiative with the initiative of a single willing ally you can see.
Ooh, brilliant! Like a battle mastery thing.
Yeah.
Helmet of Galen.
I mean, it's
What was
really
that?
good.
What was that, Jeremy?
The helmet of Galen.
Yeah, Nuke had one too.
Fucking tight.
This
The
seems
old
like a lot.
cask of tactics.
Continue. That just gave me some, throwback there.
Nostalgia.
Okay. The only thing that who would want the helmet? I certainly don't need it by any means.
Would that be something that a high dex person like Leon would do well with.
Or a really
Sure.
low dex person.
Does it have an armor type?
No, it's a wondrous item.
It's just
throw it
a
on
hat that gives
literally
+1
anybody.
initiative.
It's not a hat, it's a helmet.
And then it lets you resort
Swap.
the initiative.
I feel like Leon would actually really benefit from that.
Sure, I got a sweet helmet. What does it look like?
And
It
plate
looks like
armor? I'm sorry, wasn't there plate?
it looks like Boba Fett's helmet.
Holy shit! Let's.
Very
There was not armor.
very Spartan-esque, but like this plate here is kind of like very dark and narrow, and at the top there's a bit of feathering still. Some of it looks like it kind of burnt away in the black goo, but there's still a bit of feathering on the top.
Sounds really cool.
And then the plate armor was non-magical, so you have a suit of plate armor.
Okay. Got it.
Where is that?
Gondar should.
Gondar can, but
Right.
probably won't.
Yeah.
Do I look like someone who wears plate? You can give me the
Can you
plate. I'm gonna
Give it
sell
to
it.
one of your
He's
guys.
speedy guy.
Can you
Or,
put it
yeah, I
get
could-
one of your
Put
guys
it on
to wear
Grok.
it?
It'll be funny as hell.
I mean, I could give
I
it to
can't wear it.
Nimwalk can wear it. Put a Minotaur in plate armor.
Would it? Would
the same
would you
shit.
mind if I took the dagger?
Retrofit it to fit the elk, dude. Armor the elk.
Yeah, that one seems a little
Armored
Are
war
we
elk.
okay with me taking the dagger?
metal.
I'm fine with that.
That's
I
his
don't
name.
mind.
Okay, so Grok's taking the Misty Dagger.
While Grok grabs the Misty Dagger, I look at him and I say that you have 3 charges a day, and it will regain 1 charge per short rest, and all spent charges on a long rest.
Thank you.
So just a little bit more in there for you.
I feel like the ring should go to Benson.
That is one that I was kind of wondering about too, for the sheer fact of it will recharge my
This
spells.
is out of character.
No.
I feel like the ring should go to it. No.
Stop. Sleep is different than long rest. So it only takes 4 hours for an elf to trance. The ring basically changes your rest cycle to 2 hours, and it also says you don't have to eat or drink ever again. So Shambles is definitely not the guy you want, because he already has a rest cycle of 6 hours for being an Undaunted, and he doesn't eat or drink. The elf, is probably not the best bet for the ring of sustenance, because
Yeah, I have my own reasons for wanting it.
fine,
I'll take the ring and
fight over it.
we're done. I don't care.
You want a
Thank-
cool knife? You can have this cool knife I found from that vampire, but I am very
Fight over it.
I
Roll
don't.
for initiative.
I don't want to kill Raya, so you can have it.
I don't particularly want to kill you either, but there are things I want to kill, and if I can have an immortal life asleep, I would very much like to wear that ring.
It doesn't really matter.
I can move to the trance world and fight my demons, and my
John,
body
is-
will not die on the real plane.
I feel like there's no substance to that claim that you're making.
Is Misty Dagger in Compendium?
I have the Misty Dagger and an item card. I'm still just waiting for
Okay.
people. The only item
Misty Dagger.
The only item I've confirmed is the Cask of Tactics is going to Leon. The Swordsman Gauntlets
the
are
Misty
going
Dagger?
to Shambles, right?
Yes. What was the name of them?
Swordsman's Gauntlets, and I'm going to go ahead and
Swordsman's
put that
Gauntlet.
as an item card on your sheet there. Should be in your stuff. There's that.
Thanks.
Who has the Misty Dagger?
Rock.
Grok.
There's the cask. And again,
Why do you want a dagger if you use Shillelagh?
Well,
Gonna
I
shoot-
don't
gonna shoot.
teleportation. Do you want it?
I mean, like, I feel like because I always use 2 daggers anyways. I usually frontline, so to be able to like maneuver the battlefield.
Sure. Did you get another item?
No,
Okay, you could have it.
Misty Dagger for Gondar. Anybody
Sure.
fighting that? Alright, that's fine.
is
Get you
this
that.
just a standard dagger, or is it one of your cool
It is
daggers?
a regular dagger. It is dagger specifically. I believe it's the piercing variant of dagger, which I think was just dagger or dirk.
Not like a
So-
cool stiletto or something.
Nope. So the Misty Dagger is up on Gondar's sheet. 2
All right.
hours. 2 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 hours The Stone of Good Luck is Gondar stuff. I accidentally hit Shoda players on that one. Sorry.
Did Raya get anything?
Raya did not, but he's vying for the Ring of Sustenance, which, according to what I have here, is the last item that has not been taken.
I vote Benson.
So yeah, even though you only sleep for 2 hours or 4 hours or 6 hours, you still need an 8-hour long rest to be able to recover everything that's recovered by a long rest. It just means that you can, during that long rest, you can be conscious instead of unconscious. There's no way to reduce the length of a long rest other than spells, and there's no way to reduce the length of a short rest other than spells.
Catnap, basically.
Catnap is a 3rd level spell that reduces the length of a short rest, yeah. Okay, but Ring of Sustenance is going to...
Raya, I guess. He seems to really want it.
Anybody?
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So I would just say that Benson and Grok didn't walk away with any magic items, so we should get an extra share of monies.
Benson
Well,
would
why don't
be
you sell the plate?
full disclosure here. I did. I have a, and I would raise up a piece of paper and say I have my own things that I've gotten from this time. So I have.
It's gonna be super important for you.
Yeah.
The
I found a spell.
The scroll in question looks like it's very old. The writing on it is very, very ancient, and there's a lot of swirling marks and strange kind of patterns on it. Benson, you are able to identify the spell as a chronomantic spell, a chronomancer spell. And you know what it does, and you know that you need to pay what you need to pay to be able to put it into your book.
So what are the value of the gems that we found as well? I think that was the other stuff we found.
And the Grok, if you you can sell the plate armor for probably like a half of what it's worth, so you could make quite a bit of, if that's something. I don't know how much coin interests of Forest Guardian, but I don't know.
Well,
You could
it can translate
tithe
into
your
other
tithe your god.
not in it, but what it can bring.
So, the plate armor we discussed, you might be able to flip that. There is a couple of places that might purchase it in town. And then the items besides, there was a big ass list and I forgot where it went.
I was interested in the blue ribbon and the rainbow coin, just because they're pretty. Pile of gold, a ruby.
Okay, so it was a blue silk ribbon, a Ryo, which is the fancy coin, 300 gold pieces worth of gold in an urn, the ruby, and the jeweled dagger.
Silver dagger.
Well, it's the hilt is jeweled, the blade is silver.
Oh, okay.
So both are true, yes.
If you guys want to assign a value to those and split them, that's fine. Otherwise, like I said, I'm interested in the two. If it comes down to I can't have those two and I can have the silver dagger for killing monsters, I'm okay with that too.
It's not magical, it's just, yeah, regular.
It's silver.
Yeah.
So what are we still splitting out?
The monies.
Somebody's trying to identify the value of all those items. Maybe.
Can I give a rough estimate on that, John?
Yeah, I mean, again,
It's like 3,900 plus the ribbon.
the ribbon does look like it might be significant in an artifactual sense. So to historians or people of more historical repute.
Well, the jeweled, the Ryo, is it Ryo piece?
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be very expensive. So, is there any reason that someone would want to keep that or can we sell it for the gold back?
I'm down to sell it.
Sell it.
Okay, I say we go ahead and we sell this stuff. Raya, you said you wanted the silver dagger?
He said he wanted the ribbon first. If you can't have both that and the coin,
The
then
ribbon.
Well, the ribbon I see is inconsequential. It's just a blue piece of ribbon. If I can't have the coin, I would like the dagger. I just like the ribbon because it's pretty and it's silk, and it kind of matches my house colors. None of you know that.
If I don't see a reason for to like the ribbon, hey, cool. He wants to be in fashion, So there you go. I don't mind him taking it.
Yeah, I just tied it into my clothing.
okay.
For the rest of it, I think that it would be smarter for us to sell it and just divide it up between each of us. With Grok getting at least a bigger share due to him. Actually, you know what I would say? I would say we give Grok the Ryo piece, and then we can sell the rest of it and split it, since he didn't get a magic item.
I'm okay with that to a point, but I'd really rather you didn't sell that silver blade because I'm a monster hunter, and that has a lot of purpose for me in hunting monsters.
Okay.
Well,
is there any way
you could take that as your cut. If you look at the other amounts in the plate armor as well, which you'll be able to sell for half, if you're fortunate, depending on your rolls. You should have enough that 300 is probably equal to or close to equal to the cut that he would get. Just give him the dagger.
Yeah, it's fine too.
I'm fine with that then.
So you're saying 300 gold pieces would be Grok's cut?
Well, you haven't sold anything yet.
No.
That has to be role played.
Right.
I'm saying
But
that
it-
Grok's cut
Grok
would
is
be
being
the
gifted a
$1,000. You would be the
The
Ryo,
re-up.
so you,
Ryo.
yeah, so you would have 1,000 gold, depending on how much you sell it for.
Mm-hmm.
I will gladly accept my silver dagger.
All right. Everything
Wait,
else.
who got the stone of good luck?
No, that's yours. I accidentally
Oh.
clicked it.
I was like, who's a good luck brother?
Let's smash our rocks together. Yeah, just
Scarf has yet to come off, so you guys actually haven't seen stone yet.
yeah. That said, I'm assuming everyone's sleeping. Yeah.
Yep.
Yup.
You wake the next morning.
I set an alarm to wake up and go talk to homeboy about.
I don't think that's how the alarm spell works, but I'll allow it.
It is in this time.
I'll allow it.
I was watching the clock for it.
I
Alarm.
was gonna say, Scarecrow just like puts his hand over the alarm line, sets it off.
Right.
Put my ring on and I'm 24-hour trancing.
Do you guys want these to hold this coin as in gem form, or do you guys want to go to like a money changer? We'll probably have to go to the curios. They're probably the only people who have this much coin in bulk.
We could talk to Fran, see if she wants to trade for some potions and goodies.
Benson, you head over to Jimmy's for the appointment, and you are met by a cantankerous cleric, and he says, "You're not the guy. You're not the guy who woke me up. What? Who are you? Who are you?"
You should know who
Jimmy
I am.
doesn't know
I'm
who
Benson, the palm reader. Come on, man. No, everybody knows me.
Where's the guy? Where's the guy who came and woke me up in the middle of the night? I didn't get very good sleep.
He's resting. He was poisoned, man. He's resting.
Wait,
I was
wait.
coming here to bring you some.
Was he poisoned? Are you sure it's poison? Because that's what I'm prepared for. If it's something else and it's not poison,
It seemed as though he was touched from the shadows, touched by the shadow.
necrotic,
Yeah.
like a white's touch or a what? What do you got? Tell me what you know.
I'm gonna show him the dragon coin, the paperwork that he had.
Oh
The
no,
paper.
this isn't poison. Nah, he was touched. He was touched by death. That you only got. He's got to sleep. He's just gonna have to sleep that off. But anyways, he woke me up in the middle of the night, and I'm giving you this information, but you probably already knew it. I'll waive the consulting fee, but if he does this again and wakes me up in the middle of the night, I'm gonna have to charge him for the consulting fee. Okay? Capiche?
Capiche.
I appreciate
You
your help.
fucking
And
prick.
Is Jimmy actually
wanna-
a goblin?
No.
I give him 3 gold and I say, "Sleep well, my friend, and rest well."
Nah, I already did that. I'm up now. I already had my coffee. I already did my prayers. I can't get to sleep.
Yeah, you got
So-
for the win. The coffee pronunciation for the win.
Coffee.
Got
he-
that.
Does he not accept the gold?
He doesn't accept your coin.
All right, cool. Well, I appreciate your time.
And Jimmy is supposed to be a bad Tony Danza. I don't know what you're doing over there, but it's
I
not
don't-
a bad.
I don't do Tony Danza because no one is allowed to impersonate Tony Danza. He's the boss.
Who's the boss?
Is he though?
He's the boss.
We don't know that.
It's definitely him. It's not Alyssa Milano or her mom. All right. So then,
Alyssa Milano can be my boss.
enough of that. Enough of that. Don't want any of that. None of that. No. Moving along to yeah, you heading back. In the morning, Grok, Leon, Gondar, plans. What are you doing?
The first thing in the morning.
Yep.
When with it, where'd the lumber lord or whatever his name was? Would I know where he stays or whatever? I want to tell him that his camp is good to be reopened.
You're pretty sure that would have been managed by the Kyrios, but did you have a name?
Let me check. There was a name. But I do need to talk to the Kyrios anyways, so maybe I should just get a meeting.
Okay.
Grok would turn to Benson and Leon and say, "Do you think we should find out more about the battle that happened?"
No, there was no name. It just said the head of the logging camp.
Right. Okay. No, I recall. I believe that was Penwright. Okay. So you head where? Kyrios, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go to the town hall if it's open.
It is.
I don't know what time they start letting people queue up, but yeah.
There is currently no queue. It does look like there is a effectively skeleton crew of clerks and staff present, a couple of militia guard, and you do see the master of the guard, the elf knight, Labden Isdalis, kind of meandering about.
Would he probably be the guy I would talk to try to organize an audience, or would it just be one of these like busy men?
He actually sees you kind of approaching, curiously thinking about whether you want to talk to him or someone else, and he looks over at you and he gestures.
Yeah, I'll approach him.
Ah. The leader of the Honor Bound. We are in dire need of some assistance. It would seem that a small cell of conglomerate loyalists has appeared in the Mortis region and has caused some problems for our militia travelsmen. We had reports that the loggers' camp had circumstances arising within it. We finally obtained rights to go and investigate. Upon the road, our militiamen were attacked by this cell of conglomerate soldiers. We were hoping to hire you and your band to travel to the loggers' camp, deal with whatever was there, and return back, allowing for the logger master Penwright to return back to his establishment.
Well, I've taken the initiative. Me and a band of hirelings, I suppose, not my men, but men I trust. We've taken care of everything. The camp seems to have been cursed. The cause has been lifted. The beasts that slaughtered the loggers have been vanquished. Penwright can get back to work.
You mean to tell me that the job I mean to hire you for, you've already accomplished?
Yes, I took the initiative as the word had already spread throughout the town.
Interesting. Well, then there's no need to hire you or your band. Unfortunately, this wasn't a situation where we would be rewarding you if it's something you've already accomplished. That said, I take to heart your name is as true as it is. You speak honest, and you did not try to swindle me. Therefore, I will grant you a favor as best I can. Preferably not monetary, as we are currently ill at wealth. It is a circumstance of travel. not many of the merchants are traveling this way and appear to be waiting for the completion of the construction of some new road.
Well, I don't know if you've heard, but honor bound, as well as these companions, we have liberated Fort Phalanx from cultists, dark cultists, and I'd like to officially be granted the deed to the fort. You can repay me by supporting my claim, or by my right of conquest to the property,
I believe
as
you
it was being held.
had this discussion with the Kyrios before, when you rescued the prisoners at that fort before they left back for Bellum.
Merchant Lord already spoke with them then.
Correct.
I have not had a chance to come personally, but if he's spoken on my behalf, I assume he's started to take care of things.
Your claim at current is being held as so by the Kyrios of Mortis. It is not officiated by the Kingdom of Munio, but as far as law goes out here in the region, you are its claimant and its owner. The Kyrios will not attempt to rectify that matter. The honor bound is free to operate in that fortification for as long as you will it.
Wonderful. That being said, wanted to
So I have not granted you a favor yet. I am duty bound to be sure our debts are done with before we move on to other business.
off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything I need at the moment, but you can tell me more. Hunting down these conglomerate individuals, as this was another initiative I was planning to.
That will be engaged in by our militia. In fact, sorties have already been sent out to scout and see if we can find any matters as to where they're located. We do have reports that a bandit group has been held up in a dwarven redoubt to the northwest of here, and most of our information seems to lead to the fact that that might be where these ne'er-do-wells are holding up.
Well, you've already lost some, about 12 men from what I can see.
I'm aware.
I would recommend still to bring in the honor bound. My men are a bit more disciplined than the average militiaman, at least from what I'm seeing. Plus, I do not, as you do, I do not like loss of life, especially to these unsavory types.
Your statement is fair, but as soon as we have a sorted location, the Kyrios has made ready to send his elites, not typical town guard or militia. I will be leading that contingent, and as I understand it, you would be right to understand that we are much more disciplined than a band of mercenaries.
Of course. Assume you'd be taking... What are their names? Visodakis and the others with you, the champions.
Red Ball is actually the leader of the scouts at current, and yes, the other champions will be attending. I suppose if you individually wished to start your own sortie out, I could not stop you, but I have no pay for you in regards to scouting out and seeking out the conglomerate as the matter is currently at hand. If you were to report their utter demise, as you have done so with the beasts at the loggers' camp, I would again owe you yet another favor.
For this Dwarven Redoubt mission, this is something you'd like to have official, and there will be an actual reward?
No. As I stated, we are already planning on doing this matter as our own. If you wish to move on ahead and, as you said, take the initiative, I could not stop you. However, we have plans to deal with it if that is truly where they are located. All on our own.
Fair enough. Alright, well then I'll hold you to your favor for now. I can't think of anything, but I may call upon you.
Fortunately, cannot let you leave without repaying the debt. I am, as you are, bound by honor. So then, is there anything I can assist you with? You had to have come here for a purpose other than just to tell us that the loggers' camp had been... Or was that your true intent?
I believe it was the loggers' camp. We also... I guess I could, we also went to the town of Mortis and I recite essentially everything that happened there, including like the Red Death and all that, and how we took care of it.
We had reports that Red Death outbreak had been noted at Mortis. Do you mention everything, including the defiling of the Crypt of Bray?
No, I wouldn't say we defiled it. I would just essentially say that there were the monsters underneath the ground, and we disposed
Okay.
where they could surface.
Not too much about the crypt itself. Got it. Okay. He nods his head. Interesting. And none of your group have shown any symptoms of plague at all?
No, we were
Good.
very careful. It seemed that at least a month had passed since.
Yes, I believe
break out.
that messages have been sent on from here to the city of Bellum. There is probably some individuals from the city of Osaria who might be interested in a noted outbreak of the Red Death, as very little of it has been seen out and about since well over 700 years ago. So, lucky to you that you and yours are safe and not bedridden and desperate and dying. Again, still not a favor. Is there anything that I can do for you? Is there anything that you have that you need me to do, or any words I can put in that would assist you in your cause?
Out of character, I feel like there's something obvious I'm missing here.
You want to trade shit that you know the Curios would probably be interested in, specifically that Ryo coin and other stuff, for cash on hand. That would probably be the favor.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I went right over my own head.
I came here for a purpose. Fuck that purpose.
I forgot. Okay, so yeah, we managed to find quite a bit of rare itemery while on these adventures liberating these sites. But the only people in town that would have the means to be interested in them would be the Curios themselves. Would you be able to grant me an audience with them so that I might present these before them?
He is available. His time is not as bound as it was a couple of days ago. That said, I should have no problem getting you to see Zographos. If you just give me a few moments, that shall be a debt repaid. He steps away and heads upstairs. Shortly thereafter, if you're just waiting there, not talking to anybody, there are quite a few people though. Skeleton.
Anyone I recognize?
Clerks, people who you've talked to before, just general staff. A couple of soldiers, soldier types, but nobody that stands out. Nobody you recall. You assume that the champions are out and about, as he described.
Yeah, unless someone I'm pretty known in the town, so unless someone approaches me with something, then I just kind of small talk with Namwa.
Labdos comes back down, or Labdon, I'm sorry, comes back down and says he is awaiting you in his meeting, or his ready chamber. I will be on about my business, and good seeing you, Master of the Honor Bound. And enjoy the rest of your day.
You as well. Keep well, and good luck on your sortie.
You know that you came here. Did you come here with the items in hand, and anybody else with? Is anybody else with you?
Yeah, if I came here with the specific to flip these items for us, then yeah, Namwook would have been carrying them for me. And yeah,
Grok,
if anyone else wanted. And
probably.
knowing my stick, I was gonna say, Grok probably came know because he knows I have sticky fingers. So I would assume someone.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on him.
Grok watching you.
I walked out with all this stuff. Grok. I'm on him. Okay. Anybody else? With Gondar or no?
No, I'm sticking with Benson.
Okay. Raya sleeping in full rest mode, right?
Yep, 24 hours inside Benson's house.
Okay. You don't feel tired because you're kind of, angsty. You don't feel like compelled to lay down. It's kind of like a forcing yourself to be resting. If you ever do try to shirk up, you definitely recall the fatigue and the kind of drain that's placed upon you, and immediately
Nah, I'm good, man. I got 24 hours exploring this trance thing. I'm good. I'm happy.
Fair enough. Benson, or sorry, Shambles, you say you're with Benson?
Yeah, I'm just sticking around his place, making sure he's not showing any symptoms. He's
He seems
recovering
good.
well.
Benson,
Otherwise, just observing his studies.
Benson, is there anything in particular that you want to do? In particular, pen that spell into your book? Sorry,
You're muted, bud.
can't hear you. All right, well, skipping Chody. Moving on to Leon. Anything you're doing?
No, not in particular.
Okay. Anywhere you want to go in Mortis, just to pass the time, or do you want to stay with any of the people in particular?
No, not in particular. I can't really think of anything
Okay.
specific
No.
to do.
No worries. So Gundar, you and Grok and Namwalk move into the Kyrios' chamber. He's seated behind a desk. Older gentleman. His hair is still remarkably colored, though. It doesn't look like there is any signs of gray or aging, but you can just kind of tell from his countenance that he has definitely seen some years. Very wrinkly, very aged. Wearing the loose toga of a noble. Sitting at his table, his hand is kind of fiddling with a iron orb, and his left hand is kind of just tapping on the desk as you enter in. He raises his hand off the orb and kind of gestures to the seats in front of him, and settles his hand back down on the orb and says, "You have some items that you feel I might be interested in, Master of the Honor Bound?"
Indeed, my lord. Allow us to present them to you. No, not to Namwalk, and he kind of puts them down on the table, like a distance apart, so they can be inspected. My associates, Namwalk, one of my lieutenants of the Honor Bound, and Grok, one of the guardians of the forest.
As you lay out all the items, one item seems to pique his interest immediately, and he reaches out and grabs for it. The Ryo coin, as it's set on the table, is something he reaches out, breaking etiquette, to grab for. Do you allow him to do it, or do you try and snatch it away from him?
He's just an old man, right?
He's an older guy, yeah.
Yeah, let's let him
Yeah.
fiddle it. Yeah, whatever.
Takes it up and looks at it and says, "Where did you find this?"
Where do we find that?
We found it in
I
hell.
said the tube.
I think
What
you
you
guys found it
promised we
on
didn't
the.
defile.
Yeah, we found it under Mortis.
Under
In the
Mortis? In their sewers. He
in the
looks
sewer system. But I believe. Wait,
Under the
was it?
sewers.
I look at Grog. Now, was it in the horde of that beast who was eating corpses? I can't remember. I can't.
It was, yeah, it was. It's all kind of a blur now.
Gondar, make a deception check with disadvantage.
I say that as I'm saying, because this is actually, I have one of my hand is like underneath my scarf. I'm just look like I'm just like handling something while I'm like saying. It's a 3.
These are typically buried with royalty and nobility.
Perhaps in the tomb under Mortis. Then we did go quite deep underneath the town.
Interesting. He sets that down next to the iron orb.
Didn't find any clear markings of royalty.
He then looks over to you again, and at the items you've laid out on his table. The plate armor is important to Lavden. Some of his retinue could utilize that. I can give you... Current coffers would allow for... The ruby is not terribly interesting to me. But for the armor, I will grant you 1,000 gold pieces, as it is needed. The ruby, I will give you 200. And for this... what are you wanting from this?
Oh, jeez. I'm not Osirian, so I probably don't know the value of it.
We know the fair price of it, don't we?
It was explained to you. Yeah, about
It was explained.
It's,
So-
it
so
was
do we-
1,000. It's what it's worth.
So I would. So I mean, if it out of
You
character.
can speak up.
Yeah, I would say so.
You wanna?
We want its full worth.
And how much is that to you?
1,500.
No, Grok would say 1,000 gold pieces.
Fair enough. He shuffles through his desk. You hear kind of a clicking sound, and then you hear kind of a metal door open from underneath his desk. He pulls out a large bag and kind of sets it down on the table, opens it up and kind of reaches in and starts pulling out coin. After a fashion, he sets out a total of 100 platinum. And then he kind of reaches down a little bit further, pulls out another 100 platinum, and fishes out for a time, spending quite a bit of time doing it, 200 gold pieces.
This is for the whole thing.
1,000 for the armor, 1,000 for the gem, or for the coin, and 200 for the ruby.
Super. Grok would take his 100 platinum.
It was 2,200 total.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
Grok's taking 100 of the platinum, so 1,000 gold pieces worth.
Because he didn't get the match cut.
Cool.
So
and
the
it was all
amounts that
good.
we have remaining, plus what was in the urn, is 1,500 gold pieces.
Divided by 5 is 300.
Right. And he was given to us all in platinum, right? Or is it gold and platinum?
He gave you 100 or 200 platinum and 200 gold.
All right, perfect.
But 100 of that platinum has already been scooped up by Grok.
Yeah, so it's 300 each. I'll pay Namwalk out of my own. He's my guy.
Namwalk isn't one of the 5 that I was talking about, by the way.
I know he's just one. He's my hireling. My guys. I'm assuming they only work for me because I.
Right. What I mean to say
Yeah.
is,
So
I don't think he was added into the cut, is what I'm trying to say.
no, something different.
Okay.
And so yeah, we'll gather up the coin and return to the others and divvy it up. Is there any before we depart? Is there any services you require of the honor bound at this time, my lord?
No. Not in particular, no.
Very well. So I know, as I've heard, you can always send word to Fort Phalanx if you need of me
Is
or
that your
my men.
is that your new base of operations?
Yes, I was told you had been made aware.
No, I have been made aware. I just didn't know that you were relocating your base of operations to there. Will I still be able to hire honor bound at your manse, or do I need to send a courier to your fort?
No, my man Clapped and Kane are actually manning the fort with a small band. So if you have need of local services, you can go to them. They have
Perfect.
authority.
Thank you. Our business is done. Moving on to Shambles and Benson hanging out. Benson spends a lot of time writing. Shambles, pretty boring. Raya, you spend a lot of time trancing. You don't really have allowance to move around. You're locked in one position in the Feywild.
Yeah, I'm good.
If you walk about 5 feet away from that position and start trancing there, then you're still stuck in that same location. Seems like no matter what you do, you're always being pushed to the same spot where you trance.
Inside the Feywild, it's always the same spot.
Yep.
Like I have an allotted space there.
You have a bed, effectively, yeah.
Cool.
And then Leon does some walking around. And, yeah, Grok and Gondar, you head out of the Kyrios' manor, and then what?
Head back to Benson and Shambles and the others.
Okay.
Yep. When yeah, we'll go back and split up the loot, and if whoever's not there, we'll just put in a little baggie for it. Leave it at Benson's place.
Yeah, Benson and Shambles are still there.
Question for you, John. Would my hit point maximum have gone back to normal?
You took a long rest, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just trying on these new gauntlets. Hanging
So
out, watching Rocksteady, watching Benson.
John, I know,
They fit like a
ahead.
glove.
I was going to say, I know that in the past you said that there are some adventure items that kind of come and go. Is there a way to get updated on what needs to be done?
The articles that are still present in there are still leads that you can follow up on.
Okay. I guess including what we just encountered on our way back.
Yeah, Green Knights and whatnot, yep. So, still at Benson's and meeting back up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the idea is probably to figure out our next move.
Yep, Raya will be ready
We're
to
looking at
go tomorrow. So,
Would any of the documents or the book, I think it was, that Benson had taken from Mortis, given us any leads onto Benson's identity? Or, sorry, Shambles' identity.
not particularly, no.
That's frustrating. So where to?
So looking back at the rumors document, there's the Dwergar excavation, the Redoubt, Icefang Hold, the Shrine of Octavius, and the Pass. I guess that plus the two things that we just came across on the way.
Sorry, the pass has changed. So you would note that the two adventurers who are wanting to go to the pass, they've left already. So I'll go ahead and
Okay, so that's
cross that
crossed
the
off.
board, yeah.
Okay.
I was told that the city will be sending an elite group to the Redoubt where they believe the conglomerate are. So if we could beat them to the punch, essentially, but we're not really going to get paid. It's not an official mission, essentially. We would just be doing it for fun, for glory, I suppose. Is that that was the same direction that we saw, that we assumed that they had from that battle site, right? North. That's something else.
That's right. So it would be, if you look at your map, which I shifted us to, right? Yeah. If you look on there, you should see a little blip. That's a Redoubt. And then the Shrine of Octavius we discussed is that. And what else do you got?
They're trying to take this is northwest, which is where the bad guys went.
Yep, it's also northwest. That's true. Redoubt is also northwest. Icefang Hold. You see there. Rumors of ice dragons. Icefang Hold is well off to the northwest. Also in the same direction.
Oh, man.
Look, I gotta make you guys privy to something. Regardless if the town is gonna go, like, get those calls. So I think we should get there first, and I'm gonna lay it on you why. And I'm gonna tell these guys about the bounty on that specific cultist that Twin Dagger girl had like approached me.
Tell them. They don't know. I'm not gonna explain it for them.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I tell them the merchant lord, his guard. I can't remember. Solidate owning. She has a personal vendetta against one of these cultists, their leader, their maid. Her family is extremely wealthy, lots of influence. If we do this for her, the payout is about 10,000 gold. If the Curios get there first and claim his head, we won't be getting paid. So.
But if
You
we
guys
get
have
paid
it.
for that, I'm curious, do get there first and collect that payment. That would be better for the town of Mortis. It's 10,000 gold going into the local government to help these people.
This bounty was given to me and me only, it's not an open contract. The only benefit the town of Mortis will get if their sortie gets there first is the same would be if we did. The bandits would be dead, or the cultists would be dead. If we do it, the cultists will be dead, which benefits the town, and we'll be 10,000 gold richer.
That's a lot of gold.
Yeah.
The money could also benefit the town.
Look at some of you guys don't own houses or property. That's enough money to put a roof over your head. It's enough money
Perhaps
to.
you could just pass the bounty on to the curios and let them collect it themselves. There's plenty of other work we could deal with ourselves.
I just laugh. I'm a bounty hunter. Why would a 10,000 gold bounty?
Where would this
Passing that?
bounty be located? Do you imagine he's in the redoubt or in the shrine?
Most likely the redoubt.
Well, if we were to accomplish that, since the Kyrios works in favors, the lowest one, plus we'll be getting paid by a third party. Is that not correct?
Yes. That's correct. We will.
Once the newfound elf is on his feet, I recommend we head for the redoubt. That's my vote.
Good man. Smart.
Out of translating, if you're heading for the redoubt, you might as well hit the shrine first, because it's pretty much on the way there.
Did the guard guy did he tell me when their sortie is heading?
They're waiting for their scouts to come back.
Okay.
You know those scouts aren't coming back.
I have Red Ball is leading them. They won't take. He is extremely capable. Freaking Red Ball's he's a beholderkin. He's quite tactful.
Whirling little master of the sword.
He'll keep his eye on things.
Hey.
Haha.
So if we're gonna do this, and as you can kind of see, I'm quite anxious about it. We should make a decision now. Just resupply and hit the road again. I can muster a force. I can send Namwalk to muster a force from Phalanx if we want reinforcement.
Grok would
Benson.
ask Benson whether or not that kind of money would benefit the town. I guess Grok doesn't know as much about the town.
I mean, yes, that kind of money would, of course, benefit the town, but it also mainly depends on whose hands it goes to into the town. As you see, it's, as most places, the rich get richer.
We're the ones spending money in the town.
You'll take your cut and do with as you please. I'll privy you to know that I'll be using mine to continue to reinforce Fort Fanglings. It will be a bulwark in this part. That I promise you. Any giants of the north in the mountains, or goblins coming out of the Galita Wood, or whatever foul thing,
You don't touch those goblins.
will meet steel at
yeah.
Phalanx. When I'm done with it,
Any counter offers? Anybody wish to go somewhere other than the redoubt?
I
like
don't think
that's-
conscious.
I feel like that's redoubt.
is Leon back, or are you still wandering the town?
I'm assuming if you guys were all joined to have this discussion, I would have met up with. And yeah, it's I'm not the biggest fiend for coin, but I agree, it's like too much to pass up.
Yeah, and
Buy a lot of elk food for that much.
Yeah.
just judging from the area, we're gonna need your guide skills. Leon will be going up into the mountain, not a terrain I'm very familiar with.
Well, either way, I think we're going to need time to rest, so we can go in the morning. But I believe that our Raya will need at least the 24 hours of rest before we do anything.
Yeah, take the day to prepare for food rations, equipment, what have you.
If that's the case, Grok would want to go back to the cave area and check out the lair and see if there's anything that needs doing there. John, does Uru have a hoard of money that it sort of watches over? Does it care about?
Not that you're going to get to, but yeah, all dragons do.
Okay. Well, I'm not trying to take it. I would.
You would know that
actually
most
offer
offerings
it.
that are granted.
leave some.
Yeah, most offerings that are granted to Uru are done in currency or magic items.
So, like, if I wanted to leave a portion of the money that I just got as an offer,
Yeah,
I would be able to do that. Okay.
perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, I would want to leave 100 gold pieces.
You would note that
Dragon.
Talith and the two sentinels, the twins, are present when you're doing this.
Okay.
The twins kind of move over to you, and Ballerina says to you, "What is your plan now?"
I'm going to accompany my new companions to the north to deal with some troubles. Is there need of me here?
Not particularly, no. Bellerin says, in response, Talith seems to enjoy her endeavor with you out and about. She has been made stay here. It does seem that there are some matters to the south of Angus Wood that require Sentinel's attention, he says as he looks at his sister. However, two Sentinels working in tandem, Ballerina and Talith, should be able to handle that. Do you require the aid of another Sentinel?
We would always appreciate any help. And this is the barbarian?
This is Bellerin, the paladin.
Or the paladin? Yeah, absolutely. We would appreciate your help. Of course.
Very good. I will accompany you. Allow me to gather my things. All right, I'm ready.
Nice.
You and Bellerin return back to Mortis after the donation. However much you wanted to throw down in the hole, that's fine.
100 gold pieces I mentioned.
Yep. And let's see.
John, is it possible? Can the blacksmith of the town improve a weapon's quality for money? I guess.
Yeah, it'll take some time, but yeah. Let me double check.
It can't be done in a day, essentially.
In a day, let me see. Do. Oh, my cat sees the mouse. Uh-oh. Oh, shut up. Let's see. I don't remember there being a blacksmith. Oh, right, the Ailsman doubles. He's not very good. But yeah.
He doesn't want that one. It's the one outside of town, the good one.
There's no one outside. Oh, yeah, the one outside of town, the horse. To the south.
Yeah, no, there totally was. I was just there the other day. He's there. His name is Sam.
No, you've already used your one. You're done.
There was never a rule of one.
Yeah, I said you're allowed to use one.
No, you said if we say it, it's true.
Let me double check.
And can I know a good Ubers? I mean, a good blacksmith?
You'd probably have a blacksmith at your own manse. I don't see why a mercenary company wouldn't have one.
Ooh. Do I still? Is that mine?
Maybe he's a Minotaur.
I don't know. You tell me what the blacksmith at your establishment's like.
Oh shit! Oh, make him cool. Oh, can he be?
Dwarf?
You know what? He's just a really buff, kind of short human with like kind of darker tan skin and curly hair. And then the really weird, unique thing about him is he's got yellow eyes.
Nice.
So he might be able to increase the damage of a weapon 1 step in a day.
Dope. I'm gonna get him to make my Karambit good again. It lost 1 durability, so I'm gonna get him to make it perfect if he can.
Okay. He's still gonna have to charge you for materials. I mean, that's not something that's free.
Of course.
Whatever a Karambit's cost, 1/2 of it go into replacing it to the next condition step.
Oof! I give him 50 gold then.
Yeah, Karambits aren't cheap.
And that was a. Does my Mance have a Or the old barracks probably had like some weapon racks and stuff, right? Just like basic longswords or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get Namlock to just pick up a new longsword because his got damaged as well, but his weapon is just a basic weapon. It's not a cool.
Okay. At this point, too, Kane would be back to full health. He's had enough bed rest as well.
Yeah, he's a ranger type, so he's probably pretty tired of being stuck at home. So he can come up.
Okay. So Kane and Namlock both will be attending. You and Clap will remain here. All right.
Yeah, Clapped. Okay.
He's the captain of the Mans. All right. And then, let's see. Raya, did you have any business? Oh, you have been sleeping all day? Never mind. Gondar done. Grok done. Leon?
The only thing I need is maybe arrows and possibly to fix my bow. I think it went down 1 quality, but I don't know how important that is.
General Store sells longbows, unless yours is special. You can just replace the bow entirely. If not, and then the arrows, sells those in bulk. Has about 1,000 on stock.
Jeez, how much for 20 arrows?
Whatever it says in the book.
Alright, well, I'll buy that in the note. But I don't know if I have enough gold on hand to buy a bow unless I've got my share or not.
Yeah, you would have gotten your
have 300 gold, plus whatever you had.
Hey, okay, so how much is a longbow? I guess I'll look that up.
They're not cheap, but yeah. All right.
I'd have gone with Leon to the general store,
Okay.
seeing if she had more of those potions.
Roll a
that one she
D100.
sold to me.
Roll a D100.
71.
Oh, you're back again. That's great.
How's it going, Fred? How's your mom and them?
Not too bad. It's not fans. Boy. And I gotta get this nasally voice right. Hold on. You said 71?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's the number I took.
alright. Oh, I don't got any more of those same kinds of, no, I don't got them. But I got this. It's not as nasally enough. I'm just not nailing it. Getting there, I'm real close, but here we go. Yeah, that's nice.
Really, you gotta push more. You gotta,
Yeah.
like, squeeze. There you go.
Yeah, it's okay. All right. I got this this oil.
Oil.
Ah, yeah, oil.
Uh-huh.
Oil or boil?
It's
You're asleep.
it is oil. Yeah, it's kind of a lubricant. Looking over at Leon. It's pretty good.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
do you need a lubricant?
You see that the oil inside it appears to be a black unguent. It's kind of sticky and kind of moves really slowly inside of the small vial that she shows you. She pours out a little bit, but she does so very carefully, and it's like very loose. It comes out a lot quicker than you anticipated based on the way it looked. And you see that the little bit that she kind of sets down is kind of splattered on the surface of her counter there, and she kind of rubs her finger in it. Go ahead, take a look there.
Yeah, I'll play with it. What's it doing?
It is super viscous and super slippery. It is oil of slipperiness. It's really slippery. You can think that, if you were to put this on someone who's like bound in something, or something that's like locked in place, or something that's kind of held in place, this could easily allow you to move stuff through it.
Huh. Well, I'm not sold. How much do you want for it?
50.
50?
Oh, for you, 25.
Okay. You know what? It's experimental. I've never touched this stuff before. I'll do 25 for sure.
Experimental, huh? Well,
lube is lube.
maybe you and your friend over there can come upstairs and see me up there sometime.
It's his call. I'm not speaking for him.
Definitely the wrong voice. I'm not getting the Fran Drescher on point. It's making me sad.
Oil of slipperiness.
Yep, it is an oil of slipperiness, which says you can cover a medium or smaller creature along with the equipment it's wearing, and wearing and carrying. One additional vial is required for each category above medium. Applying the oil takes 10 minutes. Once it's applied, they are under the effects of the Freedom of Movement spell for 8 hours. Alternatively, you can smash it onto the ground, covering a 10-foot square area, and it duplicates the spell Grease for 8 hours.
Okay. Also, Fred, I really came in for those healing potions. You got anything that could make me not die?
Still Foy.
Foy, I apologize. You remind me of an old friend.
Yeah.
Would also be going for healing potions as well if he's going. Just ahead.
I don't have any healing potions. I'm sorry.
Oh, bummer.
Is she the alchemist of the town, essentially?
She's the general store owner, and she randomly has a chance to have magic items in her store. It's just so far.
Is there an alchemist?
There
Like
is.
an apothecary?
There
Maybe
is.
check the east side.
There's a brewer.
Yo, someone know an
There's a brewer.
He said it's our town. We can do what we want with it. Just call it out.
There's a brewer. I mean, I don't have
I'll
to
check in with him in a moment.
say it like 20 times. Just fucking
But
Christ.
while I'm at it, if you've got them, I'd like to buy a healing kit.
Oh, yeah. Coin price player's handbook.
Sure.
We're about on 7 o'clock. Is everybody stopping at 7?
Yeah, I need to.
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. So the brewer, we'll pick up the session at the brewers, and then we'll kind of move through that discussion at the beginning of next session. I'll come up with a voice for him and try and recall my Foy voice. I know it is Fran Drescher, but for some reason my brain is, I don't feel what I'm doing is right. But whatever, it's not a big deal.
Do me a favor, say Mr. Sheffield.
Mr. Sheffield!
Yeah, if you keep practicing that line, you'll get
Mr.
it.
Sheffield! Okay, yeah, I think that's what I need to do. That'll be my pregame next time we talk to Foy.
You honestly, you have to go a little deeper. You stay nasally, but you go a little deeper.
Mr. Sheffield! It's like this. Well, I don't know. I'll have to go back and see what I did the first time.
Just watch the first 6 seasons of.
I've already done that.
That's all.
Against my will. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and kill the stream. Thanks for watching.